Hey y'all, Jeff here at Yakety Mac. I appreciate you checking out the channel. I've got coffee in hand this morning and I'm ready to discuss the trailer setup that I use for the Pelican Bass Raider 10E. I'm going to talk about some general aspects of the trailer, and I'm going to talk about modifications that I made to it to make it work for me. And I took pictures along the way, and I'm going to insert those as we're discussing this trailer. And speaking of modifications, I figure since I've got the boat off of here, I'm going to go ahead and put on an LED light kit. So I'm going to film that and discuss that as well. If you want to see how I change that out, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to post that here within the next few days. Fingers crossed it works. I put it on my kayak trailer and it worked out perfectly. So hopefully we have the same results here. And look, guys, when I tell you that I am not handy, I mean I am not handy. I watch YouTube to learn some things, and whatever I can't learn or whatever I can't understand, I just kind of figure it out as I go. So this is how I do it. You do it how you do it. Hopefully this helps you. Let's get started.
Ooh, Yakety Mac.
Okay guys, a general overview of this trailer. It is 18 feet long and it is 55 inches wide from outside of fender well to outside of fender well. It is all aluminum and the brand is McLean. I mentioned the brand because Academy actually carries this exact same trailer. Just so happens that I live pretty close to a McLean dealer, so I was able to get this at a little better price because, you know, Academy's got to make their markup as well. And last I saw, I think they're going for right around $1,300 at Academy Sports. So it's a very nice trailer. Now, it's going to come with your standard two 2x4s, about 6 foot long with a piece of carpet on top of it. When I first got this, I used it for my kayak, and that setup worked very well. So when I tried to switch it over for the Bass Raider, I tried to use that same system. I just moved the bunks. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was holding the boat very securely, and the boat wasn't sitting up the way I wanted it to. So I decided to go with a piece of plywood. So I went with 3/4 inch marine grade plywood. I got this from Lowe's. I think it was right around $60. As you guys know, wood and building materials are expensive right now. And then I covered it with, I didn't go with marine carpet. That's really, really thick and kind of tough to fold and get it. I actually found a roll of outdoor rug at Lowe's that I like actually better. And it's the same thing that I use for the floorboard inside the Pelican Bass Raider. It's a little bit thinner material, but still very durable, and it was easier to wrap around the plywood. So I'm going to grab the handheld unit and show you some close-ups of what I've done to make this work for me. And by the way, I cut the plywood at 40.5 inches wide, and I left it at 8 foot long. And I simply moved some of these items here. You just loosen these bolts and slide them on back and position them where you want to. I've not even attached the plywood to the front here. The weight of the boat helps to hold it down, as well as the fact that when I strap the boat, I strap around the boat and under the trailer. I'll insert some pictures of that as well. So it holds everything down, so I don't have any issue with this right here. Okay, y'all, here's a little closer view of exactly what I've done. The plywood I covered first in a Thompson's water seal. That's real easy. You just paintbrush it on. So you paintbrush it on one side, let it dry, flip the board over, paintbrush it on the other side and let it dry, and then you're all good. And then to attach the carpet, all I did was use a marine extra strength waterproof adhesive found at Lowe's. It was like $12 for a tube. Put that in the caulk gun, and I just spread it out on there real thorough, all the way over the board, and then I laid the carpet down on top of it, smoothed it out, and then I rolled the carpet up underneath the other side and used the staple gun to staple it to the bottom side. And so far, it is working out very, very well. The fender wells, I want to talk about those for a second. As they come stock, it was a little bit too tight for my liking on the Bass Raider. The first time I used it, in fact, I'll show you, it left a little bit of a scuff mark. Hopefully you can see that right there. And I did not like that. So I wanted to widen those just a little bit. I like having them there to keep the boat from going side to side. So I just went to Lowe's and I picked up this pack of spacers here. And so you can see all I did was loosen the bolts on the fender well. I put the spacers in between the frame and then put the bolts back through, put the nut back on, and I gained myself about a total of 1 inch width there. So it still does a very nice job of holding the boat from going side to side. Works really well for a guide when I'm putting the boat up onto the trailer. And it does not rub anymore, and you don't get that as the trailer's going down and bouncing down the road. You don't get that rubbing on the hull of the boat. So that works out really, really well. And then here I have got these U-bolts. I just simply drilled in through the side through the aluminum, put these U-bolts in, put a nut on the other side of them, and I can use these here for tie down points. I tend to go all the way up underneath the trailer with the straps, just a little bit of added security. What I use these for is when I put the cover on the boat, I use the straps from the cover to tie down right here. So that boat is extremely secure to this trailer. Between the straps I use to hold the boat up underneath the trailer and then the cover tied down on these points right here is an extremely secure boat. And now on the mounting itself, I took the brackets off that come with this holding the 2x4 rails. And then what I found at Bass Pro Shop, and I'll put a picture up here of what these brackets look like. I think these were like $6 a piece. I bought 4 of them. And then again, I had to drill a hole through the kayak, or I'm sorry, through the trailer right here. And then I just simply mounted and put the nut in on the other side. And you'll see what those brackets look like. And then I just simply run just one bolt here, 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 and over here. And it holds this board very securely to the trailer. It is not going anywhere. And guys, this works out really nice because when the carpet is wet, the boat slides up on there really easy. Actually, it does when it's dry too, but especially so when it is wet. I do want to discuss how I load the boat on there real quick. So what I want to do is I want to load the boat back in towards the nose of the trailer. So this is the back of the boat and it goes on first. And what I've done is that I simply went to Lowe's again and bought this pretty heavy duty eye bolt here. And I drilled a hole through the transom that goes on the back of the boat and attached this nut here on the other side. And then I bought this rope from Walmart that I simply hook onto there when I want to pull the boat up onto the trailer, or when I'm pushing the boat off of the trailer, I hold onto this so that once it floats out in the water, I can then bring it over to the dock. And then when I get the boat on the trailer, I simply unhook this here. I pull the boat up onto the trailer, and then I use the winch hook to latch it in. So once again, another secure point for the boat on this trailer. I promise you, this boat is going nowhere between the straps that I put around the boat, the cover that I use to hold to the trailer, and then the winch on the front. That boat is going nowhere. Y'all, I hope you find this useful. Again, I'm not handy, so maybe I don't explain some things all that well. If there's still a question that you've got, please leave me a comment. I will always reply to you and try to answer any question the best that I can. That's how I've set everything up. I appreciate you watching. As always, be sure to subscribe because right now I'm about to start installing that, and I'm going to film that process and try to explain what I'm doing along the way. Guys, you have a great rest of the day, and until we meet again, get outside and play.